End of last segment, we were talking about Browns in win now mode. You wrote an article, 3 reasons that you think the Browns are in win now mode. Take us through it.
Yeah, so the first thing, Barry and Stefanski, they're assembling their own roster now. You'll see some players that were in there before them. They obviously inherited the roster when they came in 2020. They inherited some players. One of those players, Mac Wilson, is already out the door, and Chase Winovich is in. That was a trade. Mac Wilson wasn't one of their guys, and he busted his butt, and he was what he was. He didn't live up to expectations, and he battled injuries. He played a lot better in 2021, but he's a guy that, he's off the roster now. They're getting their own roster. But they're getting the guys they want. I know Barry was here, and he was involved in some drafts when he was here with the Browns the first time, but he was only the head of player personnel. He wasn't, the president of football operations or the general manager. Stefanski has a system, obviously, he wants to run, and they're in sync. So that's number one. Number two, you have the primes of different players' careers. You have Myles Garrett, first and foremost, who is the best player on the Browns, offensively or defensively. I guess you can put Deshaun Watson, but they got Deshaun Watson, and they wanted a franchise quarterback. They didn't think Baker was it. They got him. But you have guys like a Myles Garrett, a Nick Chubb, who is under contract for the next 3 seasons, Denzel Ward, who his status is up in the air, and I actually have something coming out on Dawg Pound Daily tomorrow about Denzel Ward and why the Browns should not trade him, but that's another discussion for another day. They have a bunch of young guys that, Newsome and JOK last year were rookies. They had the pieces in place. And finally, it's Deshaun Watson of why they're in win now mode. And as you guys just talked about in the previous segment, it's not necessarily for 2022 because of the pending suspension. If he gets one, how long that will be, we still have no idea. But if it's 4 to 6 games, 8 games, whatever, that's manageable. If it's 2022, the whole season, obviously, that's a different discussion. But he is a difference maker, and if he is on the field and his legal troubles are shored up and away, no matter if that's suspension with it or not, it's not just for 2022, but for the future. But that's win now, and their window is wide open with this roster.